I'm finally back to recording and making videos. And for those of you in my Discord and in my streams, thank you. I appreciate all of you guys. Links are in the description if you don't want to miss out. I'm still recovering over being sick for 2 weeks, and it's my fault I became so ill in the first place. And that's what I'm here to talk about. I was working full time and then going straight to coaching track practice, and I thought I could push through. And literally everyone was telling me how I need to rest or a vacation and take some time off. And then I spent 2 weeks in bed. So I started not feeling well a week before my birthday. It was the last week of track, and I was planning a couple of days off of work for my birthday. The last track meet was on a Wednesday. My birthday was a week later on the following Wednesday. The day of the last track meet, I worked, went home, and got ready for the meet, and left. And at that point, the temperature was already well above 90 degrees Fahrenheit here in California, and the UV index was high. So I went to the meet, and immediately I started not feeling well. And I pushed through the meet. I chugged 4 Gatorades, and by the time the meet was over, I had spent probably close to 8 hours or more in the sun. And yes, I do realize there are people that spend significantly more time outside in the sun and in hazardous conditions. But the sucky part with my work schedule was, one day I'm in at 4 a.m. and the next day I'm clocking out at midnight. And then I'm balancing going to practice in between. So no sleep schedule means no real recovery. And so I've been working 6 days a week, having practice 4 days a week. And I never once had one full day off where I didn't have to go to practice or go to work for 2 months. And like I said, this is my fault because I chose to do this. So once we finished the meet, I was cooked, dude. I felt awful. Turns out I got sun poisoning. I was nauseous. I had a fever. I couldn't eat. I went home. I got very little sleep. I had to get up early for work the next morning. And I don't know if I've ever felt this awful in my life, way worse compared to when I had COVID. And I was gonna tough it out. I still went to work, and 2 hours into my shift, one of my coworkers noticed that I wasn't my usual self. And I thought I was hiding it pretty well, but she came up to me and she was like, "Dude, are you okay?" And then she felt my forehead and my arms, and she was like, "You're burning up and you're sweating like crazy. Why are you here?" And low-key, I was lucky because my coworker that came up to me, she's in her last year of nursing school. So she could tell I wasn't okay, and she's the one that convinced my boss to send me home early that day. So I went home early, and I had an hour of rest before I had to go to practice. And yeah, after that, that's when I finally got to rest at the end of the day. And it was too late because my fever was through the roof. I had a fever for about 2 days, 2 or 3. And then once that was better, I got bronchitis. And it was awful. The pain in my chest, the inflammation, the coughing, not being able to breathe, that's really what kept me in bed. And I was able to see a doctor. I got some medication and an inhaler. And just looking back on this, growing up and at pretty much all of my jobs, the mindset was you can rest once you're dead, grind it now and rest later. And dude, every person that has ever told me that is wrong. Okay? Even when I was out sick with a doctor's note, work kept calling me, trying to get me to come in. Just the pressure to never stop is real. So here's the valuable lesson that I learned. Rest is actually important, okay? It's not optional. Rest is how your body heals. Rest is how your brain functions. Rest also fuels your creativity and helps keep you consistent. Having a sleep schedule and relax time is important. Taking mental breaks is important. And now that I'm back at work, I gotta sit down with my boss and let them know I need a consistent schedule to help me rest more. Because everyone else gets it, so why can't I? And setting these limits and boundaries is important, not only with yourself, but trying to have those hard conversations like with my boss. They need to respect that. And I just wish I had paid more attention to the warning signs of burnout. Like, seriously, my body and immune system was begging for rest, and I didn't listen. I need to take my own advice and practice the words I'm preaching, because if someone else told me they were working like I would straight up tell them, take a break. You need it. So this summer, I'm gonna work on saying no. Just no to work and yes to myself. And yeah, this has not been fun. I'm still recovering. Even though I'm back at work, I'm still taking my medication, and I can't go more than 2 hours without needing my inhaler. So don't be ashamed or embarrassed of needing or asking for some time off to rest, okay? It's brave, not a weakness. And hey, take it from me. I had to learn this the hard way, and hopefully you don't have to.